The 2023 WNBA season has finally arrived, and I am going through every single team and letting you know who made the final roster. And in this video, we're going to talk about the Minnesota Lynx. All right, now here are the players who made the cut and are on the Minnesota Lynx roster. We have Natalie Achonwa, a 6'3" forward, Lindsay Allen, a 5'8" guard, Rachel Banham, a 5'10" guard, Bridget Carleton, a 6'1" forward, Napheesa Collier, a 6'1" forward, Dorka Juhász, a 6'5" forward, Kayla McBride, a 5'11" guard, Nikolina Milic, a 6'3" forward, Diamond Miller, a 6'3" forward, Tiffany Mitchell, a 5'9" guard, Ariel Powers, a 5'11" guard, and Jessica Shepard, a 6'4" forward. All right, so those are your players for this season. And a couple of things to just keep in mind for this season. Natalie Achonwa is currently not with the team. She's on maternity leave. And so yeah, she's on the final roster, but she is not going to be playing. We also have some rookies on this team. We have Dorka Juhász from UConn and Diamond Miller from Maryland. And I think Diamond Miller is going to have an awesome season. I think she might actually be the rookie of the year for this season. She was a number 2 pick in the WNBA draft, and she's just really good. And I think she is just, of all the players who was drafted this season, I think she was the most ready. She has a WNBA body. She has all the movements and whatnot that you need. And also you kind of saw it in those first 2 preseason games. I was like, wow, she's ready to go right now. And so I think she will be the rookie of the year this season. Of course, Aaliyah Boston was the number 1 pick. And, that's great and all, but I don't think Aaliyah Boston is going to have rookie of the year over Diamond Miller. She's, from the 2 games I've seen in preseason, Diamond Miller is really good, and she's gonna set the league on fire. Not this year. This year she's gonna set the rookies on fire, but as years go by, I think she is going to be one of the best players in the league, and I'm really, really excited to see her develop. And I'm sure Cheryl Reeve is very, very happy that they had the number 2 pick, and that she'll be able to hopefully have the rest of her career at the Minnesota Lynx. Another thing to know about the Minnesota Lynx is that Napheesa Collier is ready to go. Napheesa Collier is for sure the leader of this team this season, and I'm just really interested to see how this team produces, right? You have Tiffany Mitchell, who was an amazing player for the Indiana Fever. She can get hot really, really fast, but then she can also get really cold as well. So I'm really interested to see how Coach Cheryl Reeve kind of manages Tiffany Mitchell and her scoring. And one thing just to keep in mind is that injuries is going to be a factor for the Minnesota Lynx. You have Lindsay Allen, who is potentially out for the first game due to a hamstring issue. And hamstring issues, they're reoccurring issues sometimes. And so I think this may be something that, the Minnesota Lynx might be dealing with for a significant period of time. And it's interesting that Lindsay Allen made the cut, but then you also have a player like Taylor Soule who got waived from the team, right? And so it's just gonna be very interesting to see how everything shakes out for the Minnesota Lynx this season. I don't think they're gonna be good. Cheryl Reeve is not giving up on this season, but I think it's likely that this team will not be very good. And another notable cut for this team was Bree Beal. Bree Beal was a defensive juggernaut for the South Carolina Gamecocks, was drafted by the Minnesota Lynx, and she didn't make the cut. She will for sure be back, and there was a lot of people who were very upset that she did not make the cut. But it is what it is. There's only a couple of spots available for players, and for Minnesota to have 2 rookies on the team is great. And more than other teams in the league. So it's a bummer about Bri Beal. She will be back in the WNBA. She's a great defender. She has proven that she can shoot in high school. She wasn't that much of a shooter for South Carolina because they didn't need her to do that. But in the WNBA, you kind of need to be versatile and do a ton of different stuff. And so, that it is what it is. That's how it shook out. But those are my thoughts about the Minnesota Lynx for this season. What do y'all think about this team? Rachel Banham is probably going to be the point guard for this team. What do y'all think about that? Also, what do you think about their record? Do you think that Cheryl Reeve is going to eventually just pack it in and try to tank? What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments below. If you haven't already liked this video, please like it. If you have a comment, leave it in the comments. If you want to watch the rest of the playlist of all the teams and letting you know who's on the final rosters, just click on the playlist at the end of the video and watch that. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do. It is my goal to kind of be the destination when it comes to women's basketball content on YouTube, just because I want to create the thing that I have always wanted on YouTube. And so I'm going to be covering WNBA, college ball, international ball, and hopefully eventually cover high school basketball. But I'm only one person and I have like actual full-time job, so I have lots of lofty ambitions and I will try my best to achieve them. But it may be a little bit delayed on the high school coverage. But give me suggestions on high school players you want me to cover, and maybe I'll maybe to sneak some in. All right, guys, that is the video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And until next time, bye.